Raider Nation, to the Raider Deep podcast. We are here. It is preseason week number 3. We are almost to the regular season, everybody, and I am fired up. We got a lot to talk about today because today is Saturday. It is week 3 It is week 3 preseason game against the Dallas Cowgirls. Now, what breaking news do we have to announce? Well, let's start off with the fact that we may be playing Trey Lance, formerly from the 49ers, twice in the preseason. This is crazy. The Dallas Cowgirls just traded for Trey Lance. I believe they gave up a third-round draft pick for him, and so it is quite likely that he will dress in a Cowgirls uniform today, and he will play against the Raiders for the second time in the preseason of 2023, which is insane. And I would hate to be Trey Lance, because what we did to Trey Lance 2 weeks ago against the 49ers was insane. The kid was under pressure the entire time he was out there. He had no time to throw. He was getting sacked. He was just, flustered. And now you're going to throw him back and make him do it again only 2 weeks later. We'll see if he actually plays in the game. I mean, the trade just happened yesterday, so it's kind of iffy if he will actually dress and play today. I think they will probably try to play him today just because they want to see what he can do in the Dallas offense, even though he's, barely had any time to get in there. But they're going to want to evaluate him from their standpoint and how he's going to do for their team. So it's quite likely that we will put some more sacks and some more hits on Trey Lance today, only 2 weeks after playing him when he was with the 49ers. So, hey, that's good for us because we know he completely bombed in that game. He will probably bomb even worse if he plays today with the Cowgirls play charts that he's not familiar with. Now, moving on from that, will we see AOC number 4, Aidan OConnell, today in the preseason? Well, I'm not 100% sure that we will see him. I think the coaching staff doesn't want to risk injuring the clear number 2 QB. So I'm not sure if they're going to play him. I am hopeful that they are going to play him at least for 1 or 2 series and see, just to further evaluate AOC. What can Aidan OConnell do? I think we've seen some really good stuff from him so far, but there's still a lot to go. But I want to see how AOC handles adversity. He's yet to throw a pick. He hasn't fumbled the ball. He hasn't really made any big mistakes. I actually want to see AOC make a mistake. I want to see him throw a pick because I want to see how does he respond after he's made that kind of a mistake, right? And so let's see if he plays today. I'd rather see him play today, make a mistake, see how he responds to it in the preseason when it doesn't mean anything, than if he's playing in the regular season and, then he makes some mistakes and then he falls apart, right? I don't think that's him. I mean, I just watched a brief little documentary, which I will leave a link to in this video, about AOC's time back in Purdue as well as when he was in high school. And, from what I seen there, from what all the coaches were saying that coached him in high school and football and everything, this kid is rock solid. Nothing gets under his nerves. He doesn't get nervous. He's a multi-athlete. He played basketball as well as football, and he's just naturally inclined of distributing the ball. So he played point guard when he was playing basketball and not a shooting guard. So he was very good at managing games, seeing what defenses are doing, getting the ball to the right person at the right time in the right way. He did that with 2 sports, and he's really just excelled in football. He did that at Purdue. It looks like he has a bright future in the NFL. But again, it's early. We want to see what he is going to do over the long haul. So we want to see more action. And so I am hoping that today at 6 o'clock, we will be seeing AOC starting that game against the Cowgirls, at least get a couple of series in, but I would really like to see 3 full quarters. All right, now moving on, I do have a little bit of a critique. Again, I guess we're not really moving on all the way from AOC. This is still about Aidan OConnell. And this is my one concern in the 2 preseason games that I've got to see him in the practice, OTAs and all of that stuff, that I've been able to watch AOC. And one area of concern is the deep ball with him. Now, we know he has a strong arm, but his accuracy or timing, something is not quite there. And so we're going to kind of review right now this play to Trey Tucker. It's a deep ball. It's a 40-yard pass. It was a completion, but the problem is AOC underthrew this ball. If this ball would have been thrown with the right timing and the right depth, this would have been an easy touchdown for Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker is super fast. He's already had a break. So if he could have caught this ball in stride, it was an easy walk-in for a touchdown, 60, 70-yard touchdown, which would have been amazing. But because Trey Tucker had to slow down and come basically back to the ball to catch it, it allowed the safety and the corner to close that gap and tackle him immediately. His deep ball accuracy was just a little bit off, and so it resulted in an incomplete pass. His short to medium passing is laser, like super, super accurate. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.